Now, over the past few months, the Senate appropriations process has been a shining example of how things should get done in Washington. These are times when people are divided. This is a closely divided chamber. But nevertheless, we can summarize the Senate's work in funding the government in one word: bipartisan. Bipartisan. Thanks to the phenomenal work of Appropriations Chair Patty Murray, who you'll hear from in a minute, and Vice Chair Susan Collins, and numerous colleagues on both sides, all 12 appropriation bills have been reported out of the committee with bipartisan support, the majority with unanimous support. That is incredible at a time when the country is so divided. And it's a beacon, and it's a great example, and a great example to the House of Representatives. This month, one of the Senate's top priorities will be to keep the government open beyond the September 30th deadline. Both parties, in both chambers, will have to work together if we are to avoid a shutdown. So when the House returns next week, I implore, I beg my House Republican colleagues to follow the Senate's lead, to recognize that time is short, and the only way to avoid a shutdown is through bipartisanship in both the House and the Senate. House Republicans have their first chance to show their commitment to bipartisanship when they return next week. The last thing Americans need right now is a pointless government shutdown. A shutdown will hurt just about every American, and yet there are some on the hard right in the House who say they actually want a shutdown. It's hard to believe that they would be so callous about people's wants and needs and hopes and fears. Our economy has come a long way since the darkest days of COVID. Inflation slowing down. Job growth remains strong. The investments we've made through the Infrastructure Law, the CHIPS and Science Act, the Inflation Reduction Act are paying off with new projects, new jobs, and prices going down in so many areas, like drugs. We can't squander that all now. A shutdown is unnecessary and would harm many American families and businesses, just about everybody. But if both sides work in good faith, embrace bipartisanship as we've done in the Senate, avoid all-or-nothing tactics, my way or the highway tactics, which they tried to do on the debt ceiling, then there'll be no shutdown, and that'll be good news for the American people.